Ever wonder about life's mysteries? And how what we may not be aware of could be affecting the outcomes of we here on earth? With permission from Dr. Paul Leon Masters, founder of the University of Sedona, I'd like to share with you one of his mystical insights. Dr. Masters' mystical insights are based on over 50 years of consciousness research with thousands of his students. Today's subject is based on his conclusions after a half a century of research. The subject is on transitional gender incarnating. Honoring our differences, so long as they are not self-destructive or bring harm to others, is honoring God. For all differences between people in the final analysis are individualized expressions of God. Religion through the ages has so very often divided people, labeling some as being on the side of God's will and others on some lower order of life. This religious influence has brought great misery. For example, to the lives of many whose sexuality was not heterosexual. To the religious extremists, to be gay, to be lesbian, bisexual, or transsexual is to be anti-God. This has led to much prejudice, violence, and even killing of people whose manner of sexual expression and interest is in contrast to heterosexuals. Mystically, all life is seen and known to be an expression of God's individualized into form and embodiment. All that is can only be so because the ultimate God power and will of the universe has created it to be so. And that includes how every soul comes into physical manifestation. Each human form and manifestation is God-directed manifestation, not a human-governed choice. Here's the reality. Life is an ongoing process. There is nothing motionless in the manifesting of life by spirit, universal consciousness, or God. All that is constantly on the move, constantly processing. Life's process is also one of constant refinement to achieve balance within the soul self, that part of everyone that is closest to universal consciousness. Balance is constantly being gained or lost as the soul self passes through various stages of spiritual awakening to its ultimate oneness with God. A balancing pendulum swings back and forth through physical lifetimes and non-physical lifetimes, between physical incarnations. A process involving the balancing of masculine and feminine energies at each progressive level of spiritual awakening. Everything is in motion, including gender expression. If a soul is lacking masculine energy, to achieve balance at a certain level of spiritual awakening, the masculine energy force will be automatically increased whether the soul is in physical or non-physical astral embodiment. As this balancing of male and female energies is constantly a work in progress, a soul whose time has come once again to incarnate physically may be in a transitional part of the process. Thus, when this soul enters physical embodiment, the gender is in a state of transitional process, transferring from masculine to feminine, or feminine to masculine, possibly with no one energy clearly defined or dominant. Everyone who may be gay, lesbian, bisexual, or transsexual is in the process of a transitional gender change. This gender change is usually gradual over many lifetimes. Every soul goes through it with every and each level of spiritual awakening so as to achieve ultimate balance, which is ultimate harmony, ultimate peace, ultimate awareness, ultimate oneness, love universal, and God presence. It should be noted that even those who express the most heterosexual energies are quietly, within the hidden depths of the unconscious or soul self, undergoing a transitional process for the sake of balancing at whatever spiritual level of awakening they are. When in more everyday conversation we use such phrases as bringing forth more of one's feminine or masculine side, we are in fact alluding to this balancing process. When a person has truly awakened to a higher degree of mystical spiritual awareness, all life expressions are seen as one life or God, expressing through human life forms the ongoing process of male and female energy balancing that all gender expressions are processing under the will and power of universal consciousness or God. For religions of differing beliefs to suggest to their followers that God considers those living lives in a transitional state of gender process to be wrong only demonstrates their lack of spiritually awakened awareness. All that is of God, one universal life. And because of this, the differences between people and between transitional gender expression should be honored as another part of God's beingness and will. If God does not will it so, it will not be. In a world of illusionary five-sense perceptions, much may seem divided or different from oneself. In a world awakened to universal one-life consciousness, spirit, that is God, all is whole and at peace. And in that wholeness, the oneness that is God's love for all its creation is expressed. The closer you are to God, the further you are from illusions that divide. Dr. Paul Masters. We will be presenting more of Dr. Masters' mystical insights on the station, KUOS 92.1 FM and KUOSFM.com every week. For more free complimentary lectures and insights, click onto the University of Sedona's website at universityofsedona.com.